Zack Whitecloud played his 300th game the other day, and he was out on the rink after pretty late working with the skills coaches. When you see his work ethic and see his journey being an undrafted guy and working his way through the league, just what kind of example does it set in the rest of the room, and just describes what kind of teammate he is?
Well, he's a great teammate. He's well liked by everyone. He's probably had to work at it as hard as anybody, going back to his junior days, to college, to I think he was with Chicago, and then now into Vegas. So he knows that. He's got a great skill set, but also one that needs to be kept in tune every day. If you look at Zack, he does a little bit of everything well. Probably what happens sometimes when guys get drafted, they're either dominant size, puck skills, shot, skating. He's good at all of those, but maybe not dominant. So those guys got to work a little harder, get their opportunity, be consistent, and they find their way in, and they end up being great teammates and guys that coaches rely on, and that's how they stay. And that's exactly what's happened with Zack. He's found his niche here. I think this summer he worked as hard as he ever has to keep working on his pace. The game never slows down; it always gets faster, and he's been able to do that well, and it's translated on the ice.
Bruce, this homestand has been excellent so far, and a chance to finish it off tomorrow. Could you kind of speak to just how the team has continued to build momentum on home ice here for a while now?
Yeah, I mean, we've been good at home all year for the most part. I think it's a time of year, March. I think it's important to get your act together, so to speak, and play well and be who you are, play to your identity. And I think our guys understand that, and we've turned a corner from February and March, although I still say that those months weren't poor. They just didn't, the results weren't as good as we'd like, but we've been working at being who we think gives us the best chance to win, hard to play against, competitive, balanced scoring, score different ways, win different ways, and we're starting to see a little more of that now in the win column, obviously, lately. So good for the guys for hanging in there. They didn't get away from it. When you play well and lose, or don't play the full 60, you can have a tendency to maybe go your own way a little bit sometimes and try to do things differently. And I think credit to the guys, they haven't. They've stuck with how we want to play, and now you're seeing the results of when we do get the extra save or more opportunistic offensively, and it's going our way a lot more nights than it isn't. And analytics back that up too, Ghosh, that even when we weren't winning, we were playing well enough to win. And so yeah, it's we've turned the corner in that regard.
Playing off Dave's great question, what were your expectations coming into this homestand, and have you been better than those?
Well, I mean, we're trying to win every game, so that part's good. Expectation is we'd turn the corner and outplay teams every night, and hopefully that did translate to wins where we did get the timely goal and save, and that has worked out. So I think you asked me coming out of the break, is it good to have a homestand or good timing for it? And I was kind of like, well, sometimes when you're away from the rink that long, getting on the road isn't a bad thing, but it turns out the homestand was good for us. So that was a really good question, Darren. And we're going to go on the road Monday. We'll find out now if, the order of things. But at the end of the day, I think our team would have been played well no matter where we were. I just saw it coming out, going into the break the last 2 or 3 games. You could see that we were turning the corner and got some wins in Jersey, played really well. We won in Boston, played well. So coming out of it, I felt we'd be in a good place, and we have been.
Carlson around the corner, you add in Riley, Olofsson skated today. How are you going to balance, I guess, the forward group going forward?
Well, until everyone's in there, I don't have to worry about it. We've had this challenge all year up front. Been relatively healthy in the back end, but up front, seems like there's always a little bit of a bump. So we'll deal with that when it comes. It's a great problem to have. If we can have balanced scoring up and down all 4 lines, I think that makes your team the hardest to play against as well. You don't have to worry about matchups, home or road, you just play. So I'm looking forward to that. But Carly's not quite there yet. Olofsson had a good day at practice today, so we'll see tomorrow. It'll be a game-time decision. We didn't think it was serious. Turns out it's not. But I won't say he's in or out. But if he's in, he'll go in Schwinn's spot if that's the case. And then we'll work our lines from there. I thought they looked good last night, so I'm not going to mess with them. When Carly comes back, he is a true center, so that's something we'll look at, but he's not available tomorrow.
Bruce, you've had, I guess, one blip in the last 8 games, and that was the third period in LA. Do you look at tomorrow as a chance to, I don't know, if not remedy that, at least create some more separation?
I think so. I think that's a good way to put it. Let's remedy it. It's not that it's a division rival. They've beaten us 2 or 3 times. Let's fix it, right? Let's have that in the back of our minds, how it sort of felt walking out of the rink. We weren't happy with ourselves without dwelling on it. Just, getting our game sooner, staying at it longer, right? Full 60. So, yeah, I think it's good motivation.